Barbarian was written and directed by Zack, Cregger, and it's a movie that I went in practically knowing almost nothing about it, and that's honestly the best way that you can go in experiencing Barbarian like I just did, because oh my freaking god. So here's the gist. A young woman discovers that the Airbnb she booked is already occupied by an odd stranger played by Bill Skarsgård, and against her better judgment, she decides to spend the night, but soon discovers there's a lot more to fear than just an unexpected house guest. And if that plot synopsis sounds incredibly vague, good, because that is only a small fraction of what you guys should be knowing going in. When I went into this film, you guys know I'm a sucker for a good horror movie. You already know that. But there's been a lot of very rare instances where a scary movie just messes with my brain. Especially within this last decade or so. And Barbarian is going to be a movie that I feel like is going to mess with my mind for a long, long time. I don't think I felt this way about a scary movie since Hereditary came out a few years ago. And if you've been with me for a long time, you already knew that. I reviewed Hereditary in my first annual Halloween special, and that is an instant classic. What Zack Cregger does with Barbarian is he basically is reinventing the wheel when it comes to how you present a scary movie. When you think it's going to be one thing, and then it just veers completely in the opposite direction, and it still somehow works in its favor. The trailers and the publicity for this movie is downright perfect. It's basically telling you guys what you think is going to happen with Bill Skarsgård and everything like that. No spoilers, of course, but that's not really what the movie is all about. Granted, what you see in the trailer is basically the first act of the movie. And Zack Cregger establishes incredible tension just in these moments between Georgina Campbell and Bill Skarsgård, who, by the way, are both marvelous in this film. Bill Skarsgård is an actor I've enjoyed for a long, long time, especially when it comes to the scary genre. Also attached with an executive producer credit for Barbarian, you could tell that he was very passionate about this project, and it shows through his performance, which is much more subdued than you would expect from Bill Skarsgård, especially when you consider his recent track record. But our hero in this story is played by Georgina Campbell, who some of you might recognize from a Black Mirror episode. Man, this is just as f***ed up as Black Mirror, isn't it? But she was a phenomenal protagonist. I loved rooting for this character, and she's not your typical dumb person in a scary movie who just investigates everything. There's some investigation going on, and this character definitely has a moral reason to go and investigate certain dark things in the corners. And I think she does really, really, really damn well with this material, and I cannot wait to see her in more projects like this. I can't wait to see more projects that Zack Cregger directs, especially when it comes to horror. He really has a great grasp on how to build tension out of the most minute little things, especially within the first opening scenes. He basically takes a little thing like a cup of tea and basically puts in a lot of really uneasy tension in there. And it's really, really immaculate what he does with that. The editing for this film also, I think, is among the best of the entire year. I really, really, really appreciated how Barbarian was presented. It's a movie that is always going to keep you guessing from scene one. And when it's eventually revealed what the Barbarian actually is, you still kind of feel uneasy about, is this person actually barbaric? Sure, the crap in this movie that they do is barbaric in every sense of the word, but there is just way too much interesting character work that's gonna really challenge the viewers. Now, the poster for this movie and the trailer has also revealed that the one and only Justin Long is in this movie. You guys remember him, the geek from Dodgeball. His career trajectory has been incredibly interesting since Dodgeball. He's had a lot of really interesting projects in the horror genre. Some projects are certainly better than the other ones that he's selected throughout his career, but I feel like this is going to be his deepest character work that he'll ever give. I don't want to get too deep into what his character actually entails, but there's some pretty deplorable stuff that he does. And this may go towards some issues people may have watching Barbarian, in that this script may get you to root for Justin Long even though he's doing some really terrible stuff on the side. I apologize if I'm being really vague about all this. I really want you guys to see this movie for yourselves, honestly. It is worth your time. But I feel like what this script does is not only scare the audience, but it challenges the audience. And that adds a whole new dimension to scaring the audience. But phenomenal Phenomenal performances, barbaric imagery, phenomenal direction as well from Zack Cregger. Please do more scary movies, my friend. I cannot wait to see what's next for you. I'm gonna go ahead and give Barbarian an A. There's really not a ton for me to complain about with this one. I highly recommend you guys check this out. It is in one of the off months in cinema for many people in the month of September, so I really don't know if this movie's going to do all that well at the box office. I was in this theater all by myself, and that was a glorious experience in and of itself. But listen, I recommend you guys see this movie with as packed of a house as possible, namely in the evenings, because the twists and turns that this movie takes, I feel like will be much better with a raucous crowd. But let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought of Barbarian. What did you think of all these various twists? As always, guys, I love discussing all brand new things in movies and entertainment over here on the regular. So if you're a new viewer, do consider smashing that subscribe button and that notification bell right next door. That way you don't miss a second of the action going forward. And why not? Feel free to throw us a thumbs up on your way out. That would be marvelous. And guys, stay tuned, of course, for more exciting content hitting this channel very, very soon. I'm in the process of watching Cobra Kai Season 5, so expect a review out for that. And with all the D23 Expo announcements coming in from these various Disney outlets, I will be doing a live stream sharing with you guys my reactions and my thoughts on all these amazing projects that were put out and announced. It's gonna be a lot of fun over here, guys, but y'all are the best. Thank you all so much again for watching. And with all that being said, Back Talk, commence!